recording. Good morning, crew. It's Friday, raw vlog day. I've been thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. First off, I know I've already said it in other videos, but thanks to everybody who gave me what I needed to get over 650B. That was definitely one of those ones where it was just so mental. Now that I do that jump, it's like whatever. It's like so many things in life, right? And I thought I would talk a little bit about that, some of that stuff I talked about before, about staying, continuing to progress in my life, continuing to do things to improve myself. There's a whole bunch of different ways I think that I've approached that in my life. But keeping it focused on mountain biking, on riding, and what has really helped there. A lot of the psychological and emotional stuff helps there too. But I think maybe some ready to convey aspects of it are fitness aspects. I have thought about doing a video on maybe the 3 great exercises to get you better at descending or riding or something like that. Let me know if you're interested in that. So jumping into fitness, so let me give you some background first. I have not been a fitness guy most of my life. Let's put it this way. I started smoking cigarettes around the age of 12 or 13, and by the time I was 15, I think, was smoking half a pack a day, and eventually was just smoking nonstop all the time. Chain smoker dude. Grew up eating frozen pizzas and peanut butter sandwiches and chocolate milk, and not living the healthy lifestyle. And I didn't really get into practicing fitness, building my fitness, until probably my mid to late 30s. Right when things were going really kind of downhill in terms of just my fitness. And yeah, I wasn't happy with it. And I, just full disclosure, I trained doing CrossFit a couple of days a week, 2 to 3 days a week, and I'm not necessarily prescribing that for you. Honestly, to be clear, I feel like CrossFit should work for anybody. The gym that I go to, there's everything from, there's all kinds of people. There's people that came out of collegiate level athleticism, to people who are, have been on the couch and are 100 pounds overweight, people who are missing limbs, people there's just all kinds of people in there, and everybody's getting fit, and I think that's great. Getting fitter is maybe a better way to put it. So that being said, I'm sure there's a lot of you who are gonna not be into CrossFit. There may be even some level of hate, but whatever. I think there's still some things that can be drawn from that, without putting the CrossFit brand on it, and that's basically aiming at functional fitness. So you've probably heard the term functional fitness. I want to unpack that, what that means for me, and that means increasing my physical capability in a broad array of activity types or movement types. So you can go run every day, run a bunch of miles every day. That's cool. That'll get you good at running and more long distance stuff, low energy type of activity or low intensity type of activity. Or you can go to the gym and you can do curls and bench press and whatnot, and that'll make you good at that. But if you really think, when I really think about what is needed to be ready for whatever in life, I'll give you some better exposure there. If I look at what I need to be just good at life in general, there's no such thing as leg day or arm day. There's times when you need to be able to lift something really heavy. There's times where you need to be able to go long distances, and definitely times when you have a mix between those two. That's actually most days. Most days are full body days, done right. And if we think about mountain biking, it is definitely all of those things. Whether you're doing a long day out, a more XC type of day, whether you're at the park doing just DH runs or doing enduro days especially, it's going to require all that. And really getting into mountain biking, it's such, you're so active on the bike, requires a lot of core stability. It requires strength in the arms, the ability to move fast, be able to react, be able to take hits, all that kind of stuff. So functional fitness really gives you all that. It doesn't concentrate on a particular aesthetic, a particular physique. It concentrates on being ready for anything. So that's the kind of training I do. It really, another way to put it, it's training that makes you really good at doing movements that start at the core. And by core, I mean like your trunk. People think abs when they think core, but that's just one set of the core muscles. But basically your trunk, your torso, movements that start from there and ripple outwards. That's another way of thinking of functional movements or functional fitness, the ability to do that really well. So yeah, there's also a lot of movement patterns, I think, that go into how that make you fitter, because you also want to be able to move and move your body as well as external weight, and be able to handle external forces in a way that doesn't injure your body. So there's a lot of ways to, say, pick up 200 pounds. And of all those ways, there's probably only one or two ways to do that. There's probably only one or two ways to do that, such that your body doesn't get injured or doesn't either have an acute injury or repeated or chronic injury. So yeah, that's my thoughts around that. So bringing it back to mountain biking, when I came into mountain biking, I had already kind of started on my fitness journey a few years before. I think I started mountain biking in 2016, and had basically quit smoking, I think, by 2012, maybe? Yeah, 2012, and by 2013, I just kind of started on that fitness journey. That's when I started doing CrossFit in somebody's garage. So I had a few years of training before I came into mountain biking, and I have to say that has been the foundation for my progression in mountain biking. I'm not trying to brag here, but I have had a number of people comment and tell me that I've progressed pretty dang quickly. Most people don't progress this fast. It has nothing to do with any natural ability or anything like that. I think it has a lot I don't think it has to do with that. I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that I came in with a solid level of functional fitness. So if I think at my first season up at Snow Summit, I actually, the first time I went up to Snow Summit, the first season, I didn't hit any of the park trails. I would just use the lift to go ride Going Green and then some of the trails on the back. But because I had good core stability and good strength in my hands, good grip strength, and I had done a bunch of squatting and stuff before mountain biking, I could do easily 12 laps on Going Green in a day. I could just go, I was just up there all the time, and that made it so that I got more descending miles in more often, and that got me those skills faster. And then also it helped me climb. I have to say though, starting climbing, that did hurt quite a lot, because it is a different kind of movement pattern that you don't do quite as much in when you're training functional fitness. I mean, you can obviously build it in. I do it now, actually. So aside from doing pedaling on the bike, I do some other kind of stuff at the gym, like on a bike, on a stationary bike. But anyway, that being said, I feel like that's a great way to come into it. And if you don't already have that fitness, I think it's good to build that fitness. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video on that. Yeah, okay, we're right about 10 minutes. Okay, so I was gonna try to keep this to like 5 minutes. I'm gonna maybe just try to go for 10 minutes because I do tend to ramble a little bit and try to find what I'm talking about while we're going, so yeah. Hope you dug it. Let me know in the comments if you want to see like a video on like maybe, you know, some exercises that will help on a mountain bike, or whatever else maybe you want to hear me talk about or unpack. Again, thanks to everybody who gave me words of encouragement on 650B. There's another feature, really quick, let me throw this in there. There was like this rock rolly feature that I kept going around on Party Wave right before Muscle Beach, and I recently did that. That's in the next video. I don't feature it in the next video or anything, it just kind of is thrown in there. Yeah, so yeah, cool. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna go get coffee. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, hit the comment button. Let me know why. Hit the subscribe button.